They say at WhatCulture, everyone's got a gimmick. An eel, a drink, a podcast that can be controlled. But the great ones, they use it to their advantage. They own it. They've got them right where they want them. The rest just haven't figured it out yet.
See, guys, anything's possible in the pyramid.
So, Uno!
Wait, are we not playing poker?
Well, this didn't work. Do you go back to Vegas?
Yeah?
No, it's all right. Okay.
Welcome back to fabulous WhatCulture Mania Las Vegas. 4 nights, free entry. You'll be getting WrestleMania ups and downs live in the Luxor Hotel and Casino, and start spreading the news because we're bringing Raw and SmackDown watch parties to New York, New York. Plus, there will be even more huge announcements coming soon, so sign up and be the first to know.
Yes, anything really is possible in the pyramid.
Hello and welcome to the SmackDown review. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by all Dudley boys, Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture, here to review everything that happened on this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review SmackDown, but also Raw, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AW Dynamite pay-per-views, premium live events, we have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett to review this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Really won't come through. Well, there's a problem with the speakers in the studio. So the sound effects that you'll just hear normally going through, you know, the right channels, it's so distorted at the moment, and it's with that, it's even worse.
Like, you know, the captain going down with their ship,
Yes.
saluting as it sort of slips beneath the surface of the water.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like, didn't it? When it was the opposite. Often we've had to salute SmackDown in the past, thinking, are we going down with a ship? I think we might be. That ship ain't running aground for a long old time, not least because the D-O-double-G is G-O-N-E gown.
Look at that, he's gone, and the first show they do, they smash out of the park. Well, apart from, you know, people buying hundreds of thousands of down votes because Cody Rhodes is WWE champion again.
Right?
That's what I saw online.
Catch my old ass up. What is the feedback made on Cody becoming champion?
I don't know. After my experience of social media in the last few weeks, I've decided a lot less to go like, however I feel about a show, go, let's see what social media thinks about this, because it only ends up winding me up.
Yeah.
So I glanced briefly on, what would it have been, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Managed to avoid all the spoilers. I was very arm's length with all that. And all I saw was like, oh, SmackDown's got a 2.2 rating on Cage Match this week. And it's got, you know, Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble levels of dislikes on the YouTube video. And then I read something else. Again, this could also be bollocks. Who cares? If you liked it, as I did, and I'm sure you did as well, that's fine. We'll get into what this means for WrestleMania going forward and why I think we both agree this is a vast improvement on what we were going to get. But yeah, then there was allegations that people were buying botted down votes on YouTube or whatever. Ugh.
Right. I didn't know that. But let's do some analysis on the fly, because it can come up at the end of the podcast when we actually get to the review of the Cody Rhodes-Drew McIntyre thing. But it is the big headline story coming out. Cody Rhodes is once again WWE champion. Stick around for a more detailed assessment of that. But I tell you what I quite like about that, right? I like that the cage match one less so. It's a weird old thing. It is an effective aggregator, and it's not, because the things do tend to level out. But if you go looking for it in the immediate aftermath, you're probably going to find the people that are most thrilled / furious. So it's like 10s and 0s, and it takes a bit of, like, gonna take a little time to land on 7, which is what a lot of things do.
Yeah.
over there.
Just like when they had that, I can't remember what the two movies were, but they were sort of review bombing each other because for a period it was like the greatest movie of all time. So maybe like Citizen Kane stands were like, we're not having this. And that's how like Shawshank Redemption or whatever ended up just being like, oh, we're in first because the other two are taking lumps out of each other.
And again, like, I don't wish this to turn into what's the phrase, a précis on social media, but like historically those apps reward extreme opinions rather than middling ones, so you got to love it or hate it or whatever. But I think there is something of interest within that questionable fudged data, and it is that for a little while now we've said this, and we said it as much on the preview of this SmackDown last week. If and when Cody Rhodes wins the WWE title back and takes it to WrestleMania, it would be extremely opponent dependent what kind of reaction he would get.
Yes.
We said it was Friday's preview that the way things are set, we expected Cody to win, and he did. We expected Randy Orton to be in the single spot without the kind of like multi-man match or something interfering. And as of right now, it is. And I don't think that'll change, but certainly, you know, as of right now, they seem to have made the graphic, made the match, whatever. And we both agreed, I think, that they were staring down the barrel of the second year in a row of Cody, at a minimum, getting the divided noise, at worst, getting booed. Like last year, Cena was an on-screen heel, and Cody Rhodes was like a stronger babyface than he is right now. 12 months have passed. Randy Orton is an out-and-out babyface, for now, at least. We'll see how the story unfolds. Cody Rhodes continues to start to, I wouldn't even say he's entered the AEW Codyverse of split crowds, but he's like, he's peering his head through and kind of having a look around and thinking, is this where I want to be again? I don't think he's entered into it yet, but I think he's starting to tiptoe towards where he was in 2021. And my hope is that he remembers what was good about that and what was bad. What was good was the lingering sense of tension of when an actual turn might happen. What was bad was kind of everything else. Like, kind of the complete destruction of a legacy of a top baby face that almost stubbornly refused to lean into what was obviously going on. A failure to, like, listen and react to an audience in a way that Cody Rhodes does so often, and it's just the reason why he is where he is. The undisputed most influential American pro wrestler of the 2020s, without question, if you look at what this decade is. Nobody has had his finger on the pulse more, yet seemingly ignored the throbbing beat of that pulse from time to time. So I think this is like an interesting one to track. And that story, that furore, whatever it is, bots buying votes, like it speaks to that. It speaks to that we've lived through once before. And I wonder, like, how much WWE will try and veer to avoid what happened in 2021. Or if Cody's got some in the back of his mind.
Like, if Cody turns out Mania.
It would be huge, wouldn't it? It would be very in keeping with a WWE that was willing to turn John Cena last year, a WWE that was willing to bring back Brock Lesnar for a SummerSlam closing pop. They are a little bit, oh God, we can't end the show without something.
Yeah.
Which is a big reaction to the Vince years where he would, like, we would almost fantasy book ends like that just for something. I remember it was WrestleMania 29 and was it 29? I always get my years mixed up in this one. No, it was 28 and it'll become clear why that is in a minute, and this is relevant, I promise. It was WrestleMania 28 and it was once in a lifetime John Cena versus The Rock, right? Of course, yeah. And the whispers around that weekend was that Dave Bautista and Brock Lesnar were both potentially set to return to WWE. Now, Brock Lesnar would on Raw the night after. Big story, huge story. And because of the Batista thing getting in, and he didn't, but the Batista thing getting in the mix as well, I swear this is true. The day of, there was a lot of fantasy booking around the idea of like a John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar supergroup.
Jesus.
They cheat. Cena beats The Rock. You've waited a year for this, and Cena's realised he can't be the better man. And it's the new NWO 3 Ultimate Badass. Like, it sounds preposterous, doesn't it? But over the course of that, like, weekend, as news spread about Brock, which seemed fairly solid, and enough people were willing to share the Batista story, it was like, oh yeah, probably 3-man New World Order come back and destroy the Rock. It became so, that's what's happening then, like amongst certain corners of the wrestling internet. And I remember that. And it didn't happen. But nothing like that ever happened. You would go years where people would like try and fantasy book an ending to WrestleMania that just like something, you know, like I would say Seth and the Heist of Century is one of the few rule proven exceptions. But like, look at like, you remember like Brock, the Undertaker and Roman and how awful that match was. And it was like, well, he's just decimating an old fella out there. What's this for?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. Like, the Undertaker's retired. I guess that was a big moment. No, he didn't. Like Brock and Roman the year later, he just keeps kicking out. Like, what's the point of this when he's winning the belt anyway? Oh, he didn't win the title anyway. Oh, he's covered in blood. He must be fuming about this. Show's over. Like, the amount of times that a twist was actually kind of necessary and nothing happened, right? We've actually reached a point where, like, WWE is probably in the big shows offered more twist endings than not. I would even argue Jey Uso winning the Rumble was kind of that, you know? John Cena at Elimination Chamber, that there were others. So the Cody Rhodes heel turn, to bring it all back to you, is not out the question. I just don't think they would rush it. I think the only way he turns mid-match, and I know we're jumping way ahead to previews, which let's talk a little bit later about where we'll probably do these previews. But, like, there could be weeks of storyline development that reveal what's actually going to happen between these two wrestlers. But Cody making the choice to hit a low blow or whatever, it's not even that far away from what's happened with Cody and Randy already.
Yeah.
Cody's the
Took
one
his chance when he
pulls
saw
the
it.
trigger, and now Randy's had to do it back Elimination Chamber. I guess I've gone a very long way around to saying here, I might be in the minority, but I'm actually quite happy with Cody Randy as a WrestleMania match.
I'm surprisingly ecstatic. If you'd have told me this 6 months ago, I'd have gone, what?
I was pushing Randy Orton more than you. I was more in favour of this than you were back then.
And they've charmed me. Nothing against Drew. By the way, hell of a salvage job of like, well, there you go. That's not making him suddenly feel like, out of the way, you.
No.
Big match for him at Mania that I think is going to kick ass just like Damian Priest last year.
Something big is brewing backstage with your ex-favourite, now again favourite wrestler as well.
Yeah.
Like, something big.
I am choo-choo back on the Zayn train.
Something big is happening there.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Trick Willie had even more aura on this show,
despite
being RKO'd.
Yeah.
And for people saying, well, why do the belt switch with Drew? And they did a really good job, I thought, also here of explaining, we did say he's not fighting for the title whilst Drew's champion again, but Drew made this happen.
Yeah.
This is all on him.
I never
If
really...
he'd lost the Rumble and lost the Chamber in legitimate ways, he wouldn't have politicked his way into this in storyline. No. And if Cody just held the title the whole time, it would have been so predictable. We'd been there going, so Randy's winning the Chamber then. Mm-hmm. We maybe would have said, there's an outside shot of Trick, because that could be really fun, but Randy's winning the Chamber. Like, I'm fascinated by this, and I did not think... I was like saying to Anne-Louise on Saturday night, I went upstairs, having watched this show. I did 3 things. I said, number 1, do you mind any spoilers about SmackDown? And she looked at me like I might as well have said, do you mind any spoilers about Brookside? Couldn't care less right now. She'll watch Mania, but it is what it is. It's like Cody's WWE champion, and he's facing Randy Orton. And she was like, oh, cool. And I was like, think about the legacy, Anna-Louise. And I don't just mean the group and stuff. I was like, I'm a bit of a stand for the history that these two have.
Yeah, me too.
And then I showed her the Danhausen bit, which was class, that we'll get to.
Well, I'm kind of glad you brought those specific things up, because the allure of the match, I told everybody that watches and listens, I was unable to do Fed and Breakfast this weekend, which is the Saturday morning tradition in which I watch SmackDown with the kids. Truthfully, as a thing, it's starting to die out. I think the light in there. I remember when I did we kind of separated it as its own video, taking the boys to the house show.
Yeah.
And I said it could be like the beginning of the deepened relationship, or it could actually be the end. Looks like it might be the latter. I feel like
I think they need to go to a show with Uncle Adam and see what it really can be like.
Maybe they've seen a full calendar
I've
year.
seen this hip flask, boys.
And look, it's the brazeness. Not everybody has to be a psychopath like me and never ever switch off. Like they may just dip in and out of it. It's Dad's work for one thing. So I think they initially think of it as like incredibly lame and uncool because I talk about it. So that's reasonable. What? Again, maybe they just need to spend a bit more time with Uncle Adam. But the allure of the title match got them in theory, when we did make time for it on Saturday in an atypical spot, but it did not keep them on the hook. My eldest went straight up, got his iPad out and put his headphones in, like stayed in the living room, but was just like. And then my youngest, who was very recently gotten into headset gaming with 3 of his mates.
Oh yeah,
They'll set up like he's 10. We're not bang on board with him, just like open world, anybody on the internet.
God, no.
But like there's 3 of his friends that they've set up like a party room that we've overseen, and the 3 of them are like hammering Fortnite, I think, together at the moment, the 3 of them. And he just said, "Oh, you tell us when Cody and Drew's on." So I did, but he was mad into this game he was playing. So it then became like, "Oh, tell us the result." And then I did tell him the result.
Did you? Okay, here's a question for you. Did you say, "Son, Cody Rhodes is WWE champion," or did you, as I will do, go through the highs and lows of the match?
Well, I did the latter, and I could tell he was getting bored, like when I do that to Adele, because obviously certain resemblances. But I made him sit like I do with her, made him sit and listen to my expert commentary and the hows and the whys and the wheres before like they got the answer they wanted, and they could have had it 5 minutes ago. So not a great SmackDown.
I did that with football games that Anne-Louise doesn't care about. Just tell me the result.
Yeah.
Well, they got a penalty, but they missed that.
Scoreline. However, because of nothing but coincidence, so again, I want you to picture the scene. Within the first 15 minutes, Charlie's put the iPad on, headphones in, indifferent the entire time. Joshua's left the room, and I'm watching SmackDown. About 2 hours, 25 minutes pass, and Charlie's still sat there. He's been busy doing some other stuff in his room, and he's come back downstairs now because I think I've used food as bait. And we're in Snack City at this point, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll have some of that." So if we're having some snacks, and then I think, like, honestly, man, it's like a rattle to a dog or something. Like Joshua's game finishes, and he's not timed it around the title match. He's like, "I'm getting crisps down there. I need to get in on this." So he comes down for it. And they happen to both be in the room when Danhausen is on, and they piss themselves laughing. Like, his existence made them laugh. His voice, like, just like brought smiles to faces. Like, he's the company motto. Danhausen, like, rename it Fedhausen. Like, he put smiles on faces from 2 people that had kind of made their feelings on SmackDown clear. And then it was, well, first of all,
all going to be on whether or not Danhausen's on the live show loop when they come back round here.
First of all, Joshua said, "Is that Sting?" But that's reasonable. He must have seen him on a YouTube thumbnail. Yeah, he's not super. I've not ingratiated him with the world of Sting just yet. And I was like, no, that's somebody called Danhausen. And he didn't ask any further questions. He just watched and listened and got it. And they were just delirious with it. And then, so my eldest was like, like, it's like food. Have you got any more? I was like, "Oh yeah, is this?" He cursed Dominic Mysterio on Raw, and is this, and like found some AEW clips and that, and he wanted more Danhausen.
There you go.
So we'll see how this goes. I said, you know, a crazy thing is, like, your old dad kind of nailed it word for word on Friday. It switched off again. Like,
wait a second.
You go back and watch Friday's preview. Guess who put the dream combination of Midhausen
spot
together. On. So that's the Fed in 2026. I guess we can just get out of it now, can't we? Just 3 hours covered. New champion, Danhausen, WrestleMania looking
There
good.
you go. What, 17 minutes? Job done. Now, I've got some stuff I want to say about this show and some stuff I want to say about the other big show of the weekend, that being, of course, Gladiators, that we will get to.
Oh, there's still tons on the agenda. A huge development in Smackers and Mackers, which we will follow up on. More promotion of the Vegas stuff that if you're not going, you'll be sick of us hearing, but... I'm doing a gaming stream tomorrow.
Yeah.
Promote that before people are completely left. We're going to play WWE 2K, what year are we on now? 2K26, very kindly provided to us, so we can whoop the gaming team's ass. They're the ones that...
might be down to Siggy, considering he's the only one who's actually played the game.
What was I doing while you were setting up in here? I was picking up the game that Siggy had put down, and I bloodied up Tommaso Ciampa.
Did you?
Seeing as he's left to become a durber, Sidge had done like a match between Drew McIntyre and Tommaso Ciampa, so he could practice his moves, and I just picked that pad up and I dropped a big elbow from the top. I smashed his face open, blood everywhere.
Blood on the screen. I saw on Pollard's 2K review on the.
It looked awesome, actually. 1, 2, 3. Like, it plays really nice as well.
Got this now.
There was
Josh
a couple
Brown's
of
getting his ass handed to him.
There was a
massive.
Somebody saved that drowning nerd.
Yeah.
It was so great, right? My youngest has got an Xbox, and I've never had an Xbox ever, and he's got one. So when it comes up with like a button command on the screen of any game, what's why? Like, it's so nice on there to just see like an X or a circle.
Was a triangle, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I want to trigger, I don't know. Like, it's RT. It's fairly intuitive, right trigger.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's R2.
It's R2, yeah. Stop talking wrong. You're talking wrong.
The PlayStation pad is the hand's perfect pad. I've long felt that.
Yeah. Right, let's get into SmackDown. Then we had a big recap of everything that happened at Elimination Chamber, obviously. And speaking of Elimination Chamber, out comes the winner of the men's Elimination Chamber, who's punched his ticket to whatever match it is at WrestleMania, Randy Orton. He gets a nice reaction from Portland. And he talks about getting to the venue earlier on in the day, seeing the Mania sign already up, and thinking about all the Manias he's been a part of. 20 of them he's had. But he's only main evented 2 of those Mania shows. And I was like, both bad for different reasons.
You don't talk about them.
Yeah.
Move past that.
25 and 30.
Yeah.
Not a person anyone wanted to win either of those matches.
Yeah, 25, the match was diabolical. 30, nobody wanted him in it. Congratulations. Hell of a run.
But he said, look, doesn't matter, records, titles, anything like that. It's no guarantee. Anyone gets to go to WrestleMania or even main event one. But now here we are. He's heading back to the main event of WrestleMania. He's making his case here for night one.
He's made it, right?
I think
That's what this promo was.
I think it's the right call.
They were telling people that this is the main event. Like, what they were doing was telling people the result of the main event, because they were telling people this is the headline match.
I'm still worried at this point. Still, no, don't. I've avoided all spoilers. I avoided the temptation of skipping forward. I was like, don't screw me on this, though. I've changed my mind on this. I don't want a 5 or a 6-pack challenge. I want one-on-one.
This singles match.
Yeah. He talks about legends, Dead Man, shout out. Ric Flair, JBL talking about him and how he's a superstar he'd build from the ground up and all that. And then he's looking around this amazing room of talent, or many locker rooms of talent that he's shared the space with. He's proud he's still in that spot to this day. He earned his spot. No one handed it to him. And he said, look, I'll know who I face at WrestleMania in a couple of hours. Drew McIntyre, boo. Or Cody Rhodes, yay, boo, a little bit boo.
Medium. Kind of sound like if we'd pressed a button of fans. What do the fans sound like underwater to listeners and viewers?
Yay!
Save them.
Yeah. But, yeah. He said, regardless, he's going to leave Las Vegas with the belt around his waist, and he's going to do that using the 3 most dangerous letters in sports entertainment. Okay, out of the way, you. Here comes the real star, Trick Williams, who's got an even better entrance than he did before, it feels. Just bigger and better.
So they've incorporated the thing they used at Elimination Chamber, which was like the sort of the kind of a Bobby Roode-esque.
Yes, that's what I thought of.
Like bathed under white, very luminous white. It's a rotating platform. He turns around into the shot, and at Elimination Chamber, obviously he's wearing his fur coat, and then he just like whips it off as part of, because he's got his gear underneath. Now he just wears a second coat. So the fur coat is permanent now, and then he can whip that off and still just have like his regular clothes on, to his promo cutting gear.
Yes.
So it's perfect.
Reporting to you live, the sexiest and most entertaining superstar alive, Trick Williams has finally arrived, he says. Truth is, Randy, I've got voices in my head too. They're telling me I got a bone to pick with you, because we all know that I should be in the main event of WrestleMania. Hang on.
And I mean, folks, where's the lie?
Bubbly fish.
Yeah. I got another problem with you, Randy. Maybe even bigger than that. You came out on Saturday, came to my chamber, standing on your tippy toes and said Trick Williams isn't 6'5". Well, here I am, Randy, in the ring, man to man, face to face, eye to eye. And it ain't because I've gotten these lemon pepper steppers. Okay, out of nowhere.
Yep.
Sells it brilliantly.
Was this? I mean, this was brilliant. This was Trick Williams interacting with the guy that's just told you he's going to be in the main event of WrestleMania. So you don't need to kind of do. Sometimes we will do it. The mental chess of, well, like, insert wrestler X is a big star, and look at Trick getting time with that star. No, this guy is the guy that's just said, I'm going to main event WrestleMania. And Trick continues to look unbothered about whatever status a wrestler has just given themselves before he interrupts. He gets got. which is quite nice at this point because he's not really suffered any consequences for running his mouth. And Randy Orton has got the RKO out of nowhere, but has also got the experience and the wisdom. He's like looking down at the lemon pepper steppers, giving Trick...
Brushed them off, didn't he, as he after he hit it?
The feeling that, like, Trick's not going to have to worry about an RKO as he bends his neck over and gets taken down by it. Was the content, that what little Trick had to say, did even that exist just to make it crystal clear that they were having a bit of banter at Elimination Chamber and Trick Williams really is as tall as he says he is and really is legit? Like, you could have watched that clip and it just looked like a couple of mates pissing about at work. But if you took it a certain way, it would make Trick look a bit of a fraud. Like, yeah, he talks good game, 6'5", whatever, but like Orton's just kind of exposed me. Remember that meme where it was it Adam Cole and Zack Sabre Jr. and the height difference and Google saying they're both 6 foot? Like, it shouldn't be. Like, these are all just numbers. Like, we're way removed from, let's say, like the early 90s version of WWE. But it remains Land of the Giants. There is something to the wrestler comes up. Are they as big as you thought they were in your head if they've come from NXT or they've jumped from AEW? And then vice versa. Some like me and Murray saw Duke Hudson at an indie show over WrestleMania weekend last year. It's like, friggin' Andre the Giant had just come out to it with these guys. Just had that TV ready. He'd not long left WWE. You know, he had that TV ready physique. He was tall. He was broad. Trick looked the same size as Randy Orton here. Was ready to get in his face over it. So for what was one throwaway comment, they actually squared that away. Remember that this guy's credible. He just sometimes runs his mouth and runs it into trouble, and he did here. There's kind of receipt matches between Sami Zayn and Randy Orton now for Trick Williams. That's not the worst slate of opponents for this time of year, is it? Yeah, this was it, but a good use of both. Yeah, ultimately.
And we see earlier on in the day, Carmelo Hayes meets with the SmackDown GM. I can't remember what his name is. Yeah. But the GM puts over how popular and eye-catching this US Title Open Challenge has been. And it's caught the eyes of everyone around the world, including one guy in particular. Melo's like, who is it? No, wait. Don't tell me, I'll just see him out there. And it was Dr. Wagner Jr. who got a nice video package hyping him up as well. I think he did a good job of this.
Yeah.
AAA Latin American champion.
Somebody else that will no doubt be serving the Derb man well. Yeah, I'm glad you flagged that up because I would have forgotten to praise that. The video package was good. Like, I'm jumping ahead. I didn't think loads of the match, but there was no reason to doubt the credibility and like that he'd earned the title shot. Or that earned. It's an open challenge, but you know what I mean. Somebody that's walked into the spot and is a credible threat to Carmelo Hayes' United States title.
The GM would be like, we'll have you on our show. Class.
Like just a little detail, but I was grateful for it. Because he didn't get much of a reaction, did he, when he came
No,
out?
understandably.
But if you watch it on TV, there's your sort of you're in, you know?
And another fun match with Melo. Wagner looked really good in there, hit a dropkick early on, cannonball in the corner, a missile dropkick. It's an early pinfall attempt. Melo fights back, though, targets his leg, hits a backward springboard leg drop on the challenger to take us to a break. When we come back, Hayes in trouble, but he fights back, kips up, chops Wagner in the chest, and hits Dirty Diana, a La Mystica, basically. But as he goes for a first 48, Wagner counters with a deadlift powerbomb for a nice 2 count. He hits a discus elbow strike, too, after exposing his arm. He wants the Wagner driver, but Hayes escapes. Intercepted a dive off the middle turnbuckle with a first 48, but only gets a 2 count off that. He goes from nothing but net, misses. Wagner hits another huge powerbomb. But Hayes dodges a pile driver, nothing but net. 1, 2, 3. Nice bit of respect post-match.
I'm running out of things to say about Carmelo Hayes' United States title matches, but I don't mean that as a criticism. I kind of, like, the moves are different, but the tone is the same. Like, a wrestler has got more in his arsenal than maybe Melo counted on. Melo can outperform them. He can kind of gut his way through when he has to, and then he's also got the moves himself. There's not a lot of difference. It doesn't feel to me like a great deal of variation unless he's wrestling an out-and-out heel. You know, like it sort of feels more like again, you switch out the moves, like the offense look nice here, but you trade it with another wrestler who has different offense, and the match doesn't feel any different.
No.
It has got a bit plug in a wrestler. They're
just killing time till Dragunov, aren't they?
And this is it. I don't think it's a waste of time. That's why it's not a criticism. I don't think this is a waste of time. I think at this point, the match quality I'm not saying it doesn't matter, am I? They are building Carmelo Hayes as a just about unbeatable champion. It's not invincible in the way that Gunther was. It's not unstoppable like a monster wrestler would be. It is just somebody that's really hard to beat. What's a good football analogy? Like, Arsenal are probably going to win the league, scoring, a third of their goals from corners. And people are really raging about that, as if a corner isn't supposed to lead to a goal.
Yeah.
Like, Melo, I'm not saying he's winning ugly, but he's winning comprehensively. Yeah. He's getting it done. He's doing it with his finisher. The wrestlers aren't up to him. And what that does is very quietly, like, enhances. It's like when your character on a video game, WhatCulture Gaming stream tomorrow, for more gaming insights just like this one, like as a sort of a meter, and you play it more and more and more to build up their XP points in whatever game you're playing. It isn't always like, oh my God, now they're on like 85 or 90 or 95 or 100. Sometimes you've just got to get to like 86.
Yeah.
And then you've just got to get it.
But incremental gains.
Incremental gains. And I think that's what's
working with the audience. They like him.
This is what I was going to say. The incremental gains are feeling real with the way that the crowd responds to him. His loss will matter. His eventual defeat, whomever that's to, will matter. Dragunov, who I still maintain will turn to get this match with Melo, and Melo's thing will be, mate, like, open challenge every week. I know we didn't get round to you, but I wasn't ducking you. We could have done this. Like, they could have been on it to this.
Well, he was asked about it, wasn't he, Dragunov, after this? Like, why aren't you fighting yet? But he talks about his warrior mindset. He got it from his mother. Miz interrupts, and I was like, careful. He will kill you if you say something bad here. But Miz isn't happy about Dragunov letting these opportunities pass by. He's always taught to seize the opportunity. Kit Wilson joins in. Brilliant. Tells Dragunov that his masculinity has him so obsessed with violence, it made him one thing. Toxic! Miz says, take an opportunity. And Dragunov, and Kit wants him to confront problems with violence. He says the only answer is clearly to step in the ring. And he says, looks like fighting is the answer. Miz is like, yep. Look, you should take this opportunity. Kid's like, he was talking to you, mate. What?
Did they forget that they booked this?
I sense this is next week.
Because there was no mention of it being next week, was there? It just wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
Dragunov versus Miz, obviously. And, there may be a reason why Miz can argue we lost next week.
Exactly.
When he does lose. But I'm assuming that we are simultaneously getting, well, it's basically it's the year of the Miz, 2026. Hoorah!
Hoorah!
And the last two things we fan casted for the Miz were Pretty Awesome and Mizhausen. They rolled out the blue carpet for us. So
after the break, we see the SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is, chatting to Damian Priest and R-Truth. And Priest is worried about not getting on the Mania card, and Truth walks in and says, you're in big trouble. In fact, you're in turmoil. Tag team turmoil, that is. He was meant to tell Priest, apparently, that they're in this tag team turmoil thing. And I was like, well, this is a nice surprise.
What is it about these two? If you believe that the business is fucking back on the other side, like, I haven't cared about R-Truth.
This is one of those few times that Twitter didn't annoy me. Sorry to it.
No, it's okay.
Because I saw someone saying, with what happened on SmackDown last night, they just destroyed their tag divisions. And I was like, shut up. These tag teams rule.
Shut up, pubes. I haven't cared about R-Truth since before the whole controversy last year.
Baldy bouncer.
Let alone since they basically gave him 2 weeks and then Triple H spat his dummy out and reduced him by putting his phone in a toaster. Like, I don't care. Last time I truly cared about him was winning the belts with Miz at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Because they paid it off. Got the John Cena thing the next night. We're done. Damian Priest, through no fault of his own, really, like, got trapped in that Aleister Black thing for a long time. And I think it's sort of an example of a guy that I'm glad exists. Like, it might end up looking like a bit of a graveyard of failed pushes, but with him and with Jey Uso, just as two examples, but there are others. It's like, Triple H tried to belt them up. It didn't work. We had a run, we had a go.
We'll always have WrestleMania XL.
Like, that, honestly, that's like the adrenaline to the heart scene in Pulp Fiction for me. I could watch that every day at my tiredest, at like our train's been cancelled, there's a bleak commute, the weather's awful, whatever, and it'll just like bring me back around.
I think that's on my, because I know we talked in the gym the other day. Yeah, we were clanging and banging. That's right. You told me that you'd watched it recently, and I'd say that's in my like fave 5 of 1 week to go until we fly to WrestleMania. Things I'm gonna watch. It's like The Hangover. Probably that is maybe second.
Yeah.
Casino I want to watch. I've
All
never
right,
watched
okay.
Casino
I've never
before.
seen that, yeah.
Probably the third Hangover film as well.
Those 4K videos they put on YouTube where it's just like
he
somebody
sent me
flying
a
around.
walking thing the other day. I'm loving it.
Well, the reason we were talking about it while we were clanging and banging was because I'd watched it all of 10 minutes earlier because I've turned the treadmill into the Fed mill.
Love it.
You can get Netflix on the screens at our gym. So I've been watching Papes, I've been watching old rows, just either subtitles on or get the earphones in, depending when it actually connects. It's a real pain in the ass. I love it. The Fed mill is getting like that last mile out of me. Like if in doubt, it's like it's what these wrestlers would want. You keep running, keep running, keep running. There was something else I wanted to say. What was it? Oh yeah, that's it. People are watching this podcast going, is he going on a holiday somewhere? This last minute prep he was just referring to. No, Adam Wilbourn and myself and Andrew Nicholas and Phil Chambers and Andy Murray and Simon Miller will be entertaining anybody and everybody that wants to attend for 4 nights free in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you're going to the beautiful T-Mobile Arena for SmackDown, when you leave, get yourself along to Beer House in New York, because we'll have been there the entire goddamn time. SmackDown watch along with entertainment before, entertainment during, and entertainment after. Get yourself back there on Monday if you're still around Las Vegas for a Raw watch along, same all over again, and then WrestleMania right after the show. If you were there last year, you'll remember, you'll absolutely love it. We're going to Public House this time because there's more space than there was in the Aurora Bar last year because nobody could move. Like, there was so many bloody people
Due
there.
to popular demand.
That it's not even a lie. That sounds like the stuff we normally say in a panic. That's actually the truth. At the Luxor Hotel and Casino, the WrestleMania post-show ups and downs and post-show podcast with Wilbourn and myself. It's going to be kicking ass. It's all free, so there'll be meet and greet opportunities because we'll just be there and we're looking forward to hanging out with people. We can't normally do it like this. We might not be able to do it again. Like the next time we do a live show, I have no doubt you'll be sick of our plugs of tickets. So instead, we're simply plugging it. You go to whatculture.com/live, register on there because we'll like hopefully have some pretty cool stuff to announce through that as well. And it registers your interest and it lets us know how many people we can hopefully look forward to entertaining. But the doors will be flung wide open. All the information is available at whatculture.com/live as well.
Enough fun for the SmackDown GM, that is. He turns around and there's grumpy Drew McIntyre after his run-in with Priest and Truth. Drew's like, let's be reasonable here. I'm the face of SmackDown. We all know you had that agreement about Cody not getting any title matches unless he won the Royal Rumble or the Chamber. And he didn't do that? Make it right, Nick. And SmackDown GM's like, reasonable? I'll tell you what's unreasonable. You know, you looking me in the eyes and telling me you'll let it happen the way it does, and then constantly bloody interfering. You went back on your word. Well, I'm going back on mine. Good stuff, this. And yes, you're defending the undisputed WWE Championship tonight. I mean, unless you want to forfeit it, of course. Drew says, me against the world, is it? Well, I've beaten Cody before, and I'll do it again tonight. And the only way he's going to take this title away from my waist is prying it away from my cold, dead hands.
Was this, I like this, and I wanted to praise it before it happened on Friday because I like that Drew McIntyre has kind of got what was coming to him. Like, he even got the title shot. Do you remember how, like, weighted the whole match was towards Drew? The feud was, and it was Cody that kept making the mistakes and stuff because he was the champion and he was not behaving as the way the SmackDown GM wanted. And Drew just played into that and picked away and pecked and eventually won the title. Like, then he thought, well, I can keep doing this now. I'm on top, and he's gone peck, and the SmackDown GM's pecked back, basically. Was this like, did you feel this segment was in response to anybody that felt that this was like a plot hole or something?
Yeah, I mean, I
don't think it is
a
one
plot hole, but
yeah,
they felt the need to just spell it out clearly. Because I thought, yeah, you said that was it. But you're the one who's kept going back to it, Drew.
Yeah, it's about holding up your end of the deal, isn't it? And he's failed to. Yeah, that's no. I have no issue with it. I'm just wondering if the way it was laid out here, was it very specific to try and make that point?
Yeah, maybe. Well, moving on. Cheers to the new women's tag team champions, the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. They've got balloons and some other shenanigans in the ring, basically, and some non-champagne flutes. It's like they couldn't find any in the arena.
Were they like
just some glasses?
Were they just glasses, or like is this the new? You know those flutes that like don't stand up, they got like a pointy end.
Pointless.
Yeah, well, the opposite if anything.
Indeed.
But like, are those like so posh that they're the new flutes?
I hope not.
Long tumbles, high balls.
Yeah,
skinny high balls.
I just thought it looked like they couldn't find any flutes.
I mean, let's call this what this was. Absolute crap. If this was on Dynamite, we'd be tearing it to shreds. This was piss poor. Like,
soak it all in, Michael Hamflett.
Rubbish.
2 6'2" thoroughbred stallions. They've got this tag division on lock, says Jax. All challenges are welcome. Doesn't going to make any difference, though. Lash says, if anyone's brave enough to challenge us, if you run up, you'll get done up. I like that line. But yeah, we're not going anywhere. But they toast and the pyro goes off, but they are interrupted by Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who, Bliss says to Nia, you found another coattail to ride, I see. But let's not forget, we only lost the tag team titles to the Kabuki Warriors because of you two getting involved in cheating, effectively. And we want to be the next challengers. So do Kiana James and Julia. And Kiana James quite rightly says, last time I was in a match with Lash Legend and Charlotte Flair, I was the one who emerged victorious. We're making our way into WrestleMania. And, SmackDown GM comes out and says, let's just settle it right now, shall we?
I didn't like any of this, if I'm honest. I don't like the idea that we might be pointing towards just a straight-up tag title match for WrestleMania when me and you have done such hard work booking a multi-woman. I've got concerns over that. I know you're not supposed to.
I don't mind it if it's, as it, comes from this, if it's Charlotte and Alexa, but I would prefer multi-women.
Well, I know you're not supposed to criticise things based on it not playing up to your fantasy booking, but I just think ours is better.
I agree.
So I am going to criticise it based on because I think they potentially let down a lot of women that should get not just a spot, but a pretty good one as well. So I don't like the tone of that, and I just thought this was poor. I thought kind of everybody had a bad night. So Nia and Lash were given so little to work with. Like, this was just sparse, half-arsed celebration, when the whole point of these things is it's supposed to be obnoxious. Like, the pyro was good. There was loads of pyro before Charlotte cut it off.
That was good.
But, that should be one element of it, especially when you're heels. So that was disappointing. Alexa, the delivery was rubbish, but I think it was probably more the fault of the content, because it was all right, you cheated for the Kabuki Warriors to win. The Kabuki Warriors weren't even the last champions.
Yeah.
The Kabuki Warriors were 2 champions ago, Rhea and Io. You kind of have to, at some point, you have to, draw a line under that. I know that, typically I would praise continuity or whatever, but you've definitely had your chance / enacted revenge on these two. It's nothing really to do with anything going on right now, and you're supposed to be the babyface. And I just, we're simultaneously a long way further forward and in exactly the same place with Kiana James and Julia, because Kiana James having this run, having this sort of work rate indie darling run all of a sudden in 2026, but Julia is going nowhere and the combo's still pretty bad. The chemistry
yelling
is
in Japanese, but I like anyone yelling in Japanese.
Yeah, it's just fun watching the performer be able to let themselves go in their native language, but a terrible pair still. And Julia, whatever it was that she was trying to illustrate, the point was, now we want the tag title shot, and it's saying, you've got a belt around your waist. If you're on the beg to get into WrestleMania, maybe start with that. If
too much for Tiffany Stratton.
Well, summer, and they still might based on the result of this, but I wasn't really into any of this.
I'll keep it short on the match then. There was a near fall towards the end of it with a blind tag from Julia coming in, hitting a big suplex. She wants a slam, but Flair counters that into a German of her own. Bliss hits James with the DDT, and Flair hit natural selection on Julia for the 1-2-3.
Just not the best look. We have made the point of saying that the tag title match could be a multi-woman ladder match, could be a big showcase thing at WrestleMania because the division is so healthy and stacked. And yet it was the men's one that got the turmoil. If this was to set up a WrestleMania match. It was a one match made impromptu. It can't be.
Unless the men's thing was to be like, look how sparse our tag team division is.
Yeah.
We couldn't possibly do it with the men, but the women.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm probably jumping the gun.
Because they didn't say this. This wasn't obviously a number one contenders match to get the shot at Mania. It's just a number one contenders match. We still got, 5 or 6 episodes of SmackDown before Mania. I sense they're going to get the title shot, probably get screwed out of it if it's on telly. And I still hold out hope for the addition of like the Bellas and Lyra and Bailey and people like that.
We could we could find our way there by a team on Raw. So you've got this gauntlet. Like by the time you might have know the result by the time you're watching / listen to this.
Certainly if you're watching, because I think this goes out on Tuesday.
Right, you will definitely know the result. Raw gauntlet for the Intercontinental title. So at the moment, that's featuring a lot of women on that show, so that they might not want to be paired off or whatever. When that's done and dusted, I suppose you could have some Raw women say, well, hang on, these belts are like multi-brand. How is it that that's just decided that? And post it's like, good point. All right, actually, we'll make it a 3-way, you go in. And then the NXT interim general manager, what's his name? It's Rabbit Stone. Is all like, well, hang on, these belts are multi-brand. I've got a team and they're going to go in and whatever. And all of a sudden you've got a 4-way. And what does a bunch of those 4-way matches, the matches that got you to that point, well, there's a bunch of losers. So you have a losers battle royal, and then all of a sudden you've got 5 teams.
Yeah.
So it's...
Keep going 6 for me.
Maybe it just works itself out. Maybe we get there, but just via an odd route.
After this, we saw remarks from Jelly Roll congratulating his mate, Randy Orton, of course. And he's going to be there this week, apparently.
Yeah.
There's a contract signing, obviously, for the title match at Mania as well, but we'll get to that on the preview.
I'm interested. Could be nothing. Could be something.
I exactly thought the same.
Yeah.
Speaking of the title, though, Cody Rhodes is backstage with Kathy Kelly, talking all about the roadblocks that he's, had to get past on the road to WrestleMania, etc.
That's one of the games that Charlie was playing when he lost interest in SmackDown.
But he says, I hope the next time I speak to you, I'm the undisputed WWE champion. And there's Sami Zayn. 2 weeks ago, I'm going, what the hell are you doing here? Now I'm like, go on. Back into it. Says, look, I love Sami. Not trying to get you into your head, before this big match, but pretty crazy, innit? What's that, Sami? Says Cody. Well, you beat me in that Elimination Chamber qualifier because I got screwed up with my Drew. And then you lost the Elimination Chamber. The whole point of the Elimination Chamber is to get a shot at the WWE title. And yet, here you are. Look at this. The week after Elimination Chamber, fighting for the WWE title. I lost. I didn't get any other title opportunities. All seems to be falling into your lap pretty well, doesn't it? I can't get a second chance. Cody's like, oh. Thanks for the point, Sami.
What you want, mate?
You're trying to who the hell do you think you are? You're trying to politic for a rematch with me. I ain't even won the title yet, pal. And Sami's like, oh, you think I'm like trying to snake my way into a title match? And Cody's like, just get to the point. Spit it out. What do you want? Sami's like, I don't know. I just came to wish you good luck, and I just kept talking. But I am rooting for you tonight. I might not acting like it, but I am rooting for you. Go and become the WWE champion. Cody says, okay, goodbye, and leaves. And Sami flips out again.
It's quite funny that every week now we have the little Sami Zayn speech, and then sure enough, he's just by one table, and you can see those poor bottles, and he's like, ah! Like that. You can see them in shot, ready to be decked by Sami Zayn.
I wish I was one of the bottles.
I love it. I love it. This is
3 clear bottles sitting on a production crate.
This is the best thing on SmackDown, and it's currently nothing on SmackDown, but it hides everything on SmackDown.
This is going to be one of those things that when it happens, because there was another weekend of, so tell me you don't actually watch SmackDown with this. When it happens, people are going to be like, where's this come from?
Yeah. Sami's this. I don't even really know where to start on this. I'm not going to, as you have done every week so far, and there's more Sami Zayn to come, your recaps are excellent. And I think it lends itself to the quality of your recap. So I'll just try and talk about the Sami Zayn character a little bit. Because it's very funny watching him get up a height and then try and pull himself back at the last minute to be the babyface when the segment ends, only for somebody to leave and then him completely snap.
He's speaking the truth.
Yeah, and that is the theme of basically some of Triple H's best work. Drew McIntyre was pretty much his first project that went down this path, and look where we are now, and look how successful that's been. Kevin Owens turned on Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton has done his best not to turn on Cody Rhodes because they've kind of like played with the idea of like heavy being the head that wears the crown, and this is the sort of stuff that's going to happen to you. And now it looks like Sammy will succumb to it as well. And the whole thing is, or will he? That's the, like, everybody is like, when
looks like Karrion Kross's plan has worked out perfectly.
When Drew McIntyre first started turning, the Bloodline were mostly like a set of bastards, but of all people, it was like Sami Zayn that was giving them heart, and all of a sudden you quite enjoy Jimmy Uso and you really enjoy Jey Uso, and Drew McIntyre is very understandably livid that such a thing can be possible after all they've bloody done, you know, like, and I'm the crazy one. Sammy hasn't got the advantage of that, hasn't got the advantage of this like all-encompassing massive mega stable. He's simply like looking at the lay of the land and not really liking what he sees. And you've got to buy into Sami Zayn for that to work. Drew has this really good out front evidence with which to play off of. Sami doesn't. He's got a couple of really good arguments with Cody Rhodes, with, you know, kind of starting to parrot that corporate Cody thing that a few of the wrestlers in the past have said, hey, you do kind of get the get waved through, don't you? But really, this is about Sami Zayn. It's not about the people he's reacting to. It's about him. It's why the Orton segment later on was as effective. It's why the other people he's interacted with are effective. It's about him. It's about looking at what's happened to Sami Zayn and asking you, the viewer, to decide where you sit with him. He lost clean as a sheet to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And he's lost a few...
Makes sense now, that, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's lost a few times with the title on the line in a way that there is simply no argument. Like, it'd be one thing if he was getting screwed time and time and time again. His whole deal is, now, you've lost in a way that sends you to the back of the line, so just be at the back. If you're a baby face that is everything you say you are, work your way up the line until you're back at the front of the line. But you kind of don't want to do that anymore, so that makes you the arsehole.
Yeah.
But you're not...
He's there looking around at the back of the line going, where's Cody? Wait a second, Cody's at the front of the line.
Yeah. Every assertion he's making is correct. So, like, they're playing really nicely with the shades of grey.
At the WWE Butchers, he's pulled a ticket. And he's like, wait a second, why has it jumped to his ticket?
Yeah. And it's like, well, actually check the number on your ticket again. You were holding your ticket upside down.
Oh, no.
Like, you're not 69 nice. Like... like, we've got to go through 95 with the people fair. It's so captivating, really well performed by everybody involved as well. And what they're doing, and God, I've missed this, because there was a point in the real creative boom where about 20 characters had this kind of, they can walk around the backstage area and who they interact with almost doesn't matter because their character is so well drawn. Sami Zayn's character is so well drawn that, like, I appreciate we'll probably jump ahead in a second.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But, like, this dates back to when he was setting up the match with Drew. This dates back to the interaction he had with Trick Williams when Trick first arrived. And he's kind of like, crap, mate. Like, look at me and look at you. Like,
do you know what they should do next week? Because I'll probably forget this by the time we get to the preview. Sammy should be there with Trick Williams, being like, had a bit of a bad week last week. Trick's going to be like, what are you talking about? If Randy wins the title at WrestleMania, guess who's going to want to fight first? Me.
And I'm going to get that spot because I'm not going to wait around. I'm not going to be like you, Sammy. I'm not going to like be telling my kid when I have one that Dad never made it as world champion. Like, this is a very, very. I hope that they've got the exact payoff plan for this. Like, I hope they.
I don't want to know, but yeah,
visualize the exact payoff. And I'll tell you this. Sorry, and we'll do, because last year, Sami Zayn with his body language effectively created what we're now living through. The way he held himself as he stood behind Jey Uso on the Raw after WrestleMania. Everybody picked up on it. Everybody enjoyed picking up on it. And then it went away. He didn't work WrestleMania last year, and he was angry about that, but he said he had to be in Vegas to see his friend win, and then we watched how he stood. And that law, the day that the thing happens, to whomever it happens to, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Jey Uso himself, who knows? Like, you have something there that kind of sat there for a year if you want, and they should want. This should be huge when it happens.
Yeah, he's chatting to Randy later on in the show. sort of, again, apologizes, but also is a bit angry about how Orton takes advantage of Cody getting distracted at Elimination Chamber. How do you do it, Randy? How could you do it almost? Orton says, well, sometimes you have to be selfish. That's what makes me a 14-time world champion, Sammy. Hey, you'll be a world champion one day. Maybe you just need to listen to the old voices in your head. Sammy sort of thinks about this as Orton leaves. In walks Aleister Black. God. And Zelina Vega. Don't worry about him. It's just the nature of the beast. What?
I mean, right. The worst thing about this is that they've made Aleister Black be the onion gag, haven't they? They've made the worst guy have a good point. He did say do the thing, and Randy Orton did the thing, and it's worked out for him, and Black's got a pin over him, so that feels like that's got to matter. Like, I really don't like it, but it's like, oh, yes, it's still a logical nonsense, but they've actually made it make sense in a story.
I like it. I want more Aleister Black. Well.
Yeah, you flagged it up like that. This is basically they are doing what Karrion Kross and Scarlett failed to do with like Sami Zayn and with Randy Orton and whatever.
Well, my work here is done. You didn't do anything, Aleister.
Yeah,
No.
but he's starting to do something. It's like, oh God, because it's funny because he's an idiot, and the way the two of them interact with all of these, like,
He is literally the broken clock that's right twice
yeah,
a year.
he is. But it's as arrogant as if he's right every minute it ticks and talks.
Yeah.
Tick tock.
Oh my God, is Karrion Kross coming home?
Yeah.
No.
This is the nonsense bit, but it's even starting to make sense. So you gotta let it happen.
Tag team turmoil. Number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. I like this more than you, I think.
Yeah.
But for one particular reason, because it was a great weekend for the hate watch in the Wilbourn household. We'll get into it.
Okay.
We start off with for Axiom, that being Axiom. Nathan Fraser.
When I'm cleaning windows.
How far away are they?
He's cleaning the windows on a submarine by the sound of that. Taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. What the hell's going on there?
Could possibly care.
Sabin and Shelley. Yeah. I mean, I'll just do the finishes.
Yeah.
They want Skull and Bones to win the match and obviously progress. That gets stopped by Axiom, who comes in, hit a drop kick on Sabin, goes for the pinfall. Shelley puts Sabin's foot on the rope and either takes too long or the referee just doesn't see it, and they're eliminated. And they row backstage later around Johnny Gargano that we'll get to. The next entrant was Los Garza, double team assault against Nathan Fraser. Angel hits a big knee to the face of him to get a 2 count. Axiom blind tags in. Angel takes a superplex and a super kick and a brainbuster. Berto dives in to save the match. Axiom goes up with Angel, but Berto launches Fraser off the top rope, and Berto tags in, and they hit the MTY to Axiom to eliminate. To Axiom to eliminate Fraxiom at that point. Then we get the bloody Wyatt Six. We come back from a break that was as they were coming out, and then we go to break, come back. Loomis spills out the ring after Angel pulls down the ropes. Los Garza eliminate Loomis, Doomsday Device, but Gacy dives in to break the count. Finally, we get the tag to Joe Gacy, who looked really good in there, I thought.
Trying to be the spunky babyface, fire everybody up guy, wasn't he? Which is tricky when you're in the Wyatts.
Yes. Pump kick to Angel from Gacy. Back suplex on Berto. Loomis comes in. But suddenly, here the boys. That's right. The MFTs are here. I think it was Tongalo, was it, who pulled out Joe Gacy?
It took ages. He made a right mess of it.
Tama caused a distraction. Berto rolled up Loomis. 1, 2, 3. So that was a weekend that I watched. It doesn't matter how you played, mate. Doesn't matter what you did. Did you win or did you lose? Mansfield out of the FA Cup. Wrexham out of the FA Cup. Well, ain't so bad, is it? And Wyatt Six out the tag team title picture forever, please.
Yeah, is this it? Well, it's not it for that. Howdy was
Just
like,
do lantern bollocks.
yeah,
I don't care.
Howdy was like, oh, my lantern back.
Can I have a lantern back, please?
And they'll probably get it. But yeah, we're done ski with the old belt skis.
Yeah.
Good.
But don't worry, here comes the real talent. Damien Priest and R-Truth come out. whilst Gacy and Loomis brawl with the MFTs up the ramp.
Yeah.
Priest was just dominated for his team for large parts. He sent Angel flying over the announce table. Berto, though, dives in to take him out on the outside. Counters South of Heaven. Springboard Enziguri. Amazing moonsault, gets a near fall. Truth comes in and basically hits the 5 moves of doom. 5-knuckle shuffle. STF after an unsuccessful attempt at an AA. Angel breaks up the submission, but Priest blind tags in. And Priest hits South of Heaven whilst Truth hits the AA. 1, 2, 3. Priest and Truth win tag team turmoil, ladies and gentlemen.
It worked for me, as I alluded to at the start. The end portion, obviously, from pretty much the moment the MFTs came out, because the rest was absolute dry, boring trash. This was damning, and it wasn't really on the fault of the talents. Just about nothing was over. I would say the MFTs, Wyatt's Brawl got a little bit of something. And I would say the closing stretch with Truth and Priest. Priest's over, isn't he? Priest. Yeah. People care about Damien Priest, and our Truth is our Truth. Kind of like a timeless quality to him. They did that thing, WWE, where they'll run these gauntlets or these turmoil matches and be like, hey, what about Los Garzas? You're the idiots for sleeping on him. No, come on. Don't patronize me. Don't work me, bro. Like, they've just had a I
think I even considered mentioning them on our preview and went, no, they won't be a concern.
But they're not.
I like them.
What happens there is that you fake.
I wouldn't want to stand next to them at a bar in Vegas because no one would even know it existed. So bloody handsome.
The two absolute pieces. But, like, you fake them being a big deal in order to make the final result matter. That's what was the crack there. Really.
Yeah, Priest and Truth already kicked Fraxium's ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty dry, pretty boring. But just indicative of how this division's been booked. I think, like, people confuse quantity with quality when it came to this division and have done for a long time. There's a few people buzzing around, but none of it's been any good. The backstage segments have mostly been cringeworthy. That's why the MFTs having the belts is what's best for all of this.
Just holding a candle for a Street Profits return.
Yeah, what is the crack there? Like,
hope everything's all right.
Yeah, I'd love an explanation. We call Tony Khan out for this sometimes, and it's probably, you notice it less in WWE because there's just simply too much fed to always, like, keep abreast of. But if there's a reason why they're not getting used, I'd like to know, because I don't know.
The reason why you're not using one of the best tag teams you've got.
Yeah. Time is starting to pass.
Yeah. Yep. Then we got the face-off between the number 1 contender and the world champion, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. Rhea says she was going to come to SmackDown. Here she is. Come on out, Jade Cargill. And out she comes. And it wasn't really a back and forth like Roman and Punk. It was just you say something, I say something, and we both drop the mic.
Yeah.
Because this is the first step on a very exciting road to WrestleMania for these two, I reckon.
Yeah.
Jade says, Jade comes down, shakes her hand. Visually, this looked perfect, I thought, in terms of the way they were both dressed. Jade says, I gave you a handshake because I respect you, Rhea. I respect all your accomplishments, how these people love you, how you've earned your way to see me at a title shot on WrestleMania. Someone who works hard in the gym. Hey, look, you've worked hard to build that body you've got. I respect that, but I'm not impressed with your performance. Your arms are big, but let's be honest, mine are bigger. Your legs, muscular, powerful even. But mine are more powerful. Hell, I'm even more powerful. I'm more worthy for the WWE Women's Championship, and come WrestleMania, I'm going to beat the hell out of you, and there's nothing you can do about it because I'm that bitch. Jade drops the mic, and Rhea extends her hand for a handshake, and she shakes Jade's hand and says, Jade, I respect the honesty. I do. Now I know what you really do think about me. I guess I don't impress you physically, but I have to say, you do impress me physically. Your shoulders, they might be a bit bigger than mine. I'll give you that. Maybe your arms are too. Legs also. Hey, hell, by the feeling of it, your hand might be as well. If you hit me with your best shot, do you really think I'm going to go down and stay down? No. Because if I hit you with mine, there's absolutely no way you're getting back up. CJ, that's the difference between you and me. I'll make this look good. No, sorry, that's Men in Black. Your body's built for show, while mine is built for fighting. You work out so you can be more aesthetically pleasing. I work out so that my body could survive and thrive when that bell rings, you can flex all you want. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to fight. I'm going to take that title from you. I'm going to take it with force. There's not a damn thing you can do about it, because I'm that bitch.
More on this in a second. more and where I think the development is going, and I feel like I continue to believe we have called yet something else that's going to happen on SmackDown. We're on a hell of a run, right? A bit like the Blue brand itself. But I just want to praise this in and of itself before we get to the next bit. I really enjoyed this, really enjoyed this. This was understated in all the ways I would have wanted. There is time to go.
5 or 6 weeks, like we say.
Yeah, this was your
flying 37 days. Not that I'm counting.
It was a rudimental. Oh, I need to get an Esther. A rudimental. Put you over, put myself over. Back and forth.
You couldn't feel the love, could you, in this rudimental showdown?
I'm glad you got that out early, because otherwise all of this analysis would have been a wash, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't have paid any attention. John Newman, friend of mine.
Of course, yeah.
Rival.
Right, table tennis rival. Yeah.
Also, check out, if you haven't listened to it, check out Love Me Again, a remix of Love Me Again that might be even better than the original.
I will check that out. I like Love Me Again.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
WrestleMania Las Vegas again. Okay.
If you love me again. Proper stuff, this. Like putting the other person over before putting yourself over as being better and all the things that you've just said that they're good at.
You're massive, I'm better.
Yep. Got the beauty shot of the two of them to immediately validate anyone that didn't feel like this was like a worthy match. It is. Look at it. Jesus Christ. A bit sad that Randy Orton had basically aimed out the main event for himself, because this was something else that I would have bought as like, oh, they're going to go big with this. But I thought it was like, I don't know the full extent of the stuff that went on in the week with the shoot comments. I saw a lot of it, but I thought this was the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was the way to fold whatever is this like commonly held belief about Jade Cargill into something that you can tell a fictional story about. This idea that, yes, Jade Cargill looks like that, but why? Whereas Rhea Ripley at this point, like, you just buy what she says because she's got the experience in the bank. On the news today that we talked about Chelsea Green quote tweeting that stat about Rhea Ripley's been in 7 WrestleManias and all title matches, and it's like, that means something. Like, even if you don't like Rhea Ripley's work or you call her Rhea Hogan and stuff, the character, I love Rhea Ripley, but the character is somebody that has gotten it done over and over and over again. And she rarely has to have conversations with other wrestlers about being bigger than her, about being stronger than her, about looking more muscular. So they've really gotten across that, which I think is really nice. And Jade you can buy that Jade would believe, yeah, you're really good, but you don't face anybody like me. Well done for your 6 WrestleManias, but your 7th isn't going to go so well. Like, I just buy it. I just found it to be really credible, really well delivered, super composed. I look forward to more, and we predicted what the more would be, and I still feel strongly that this is going to be the more. Yeah,
later on in the show, Jade Cargill runs into Meechin and B-Fab backstage. Meechin's like, you haven't forgotten about me, have you? I want my pound of flesh. Jade hasn't forgotten me. She's got a million things going on. Jade asks Meechin, why'd you let Rhea Ripley skip the line, by the way? Meechin says, look, she earned that opportunity. When I get mine, I'm going to take that WWE Women's Championship then. We can worry about Rhea. Jade is done talking. See you next week, she says.
They're setting her up, aren't they? They're setting Rhea Ripley up. Like, okay, can I raise?
Jade Cargill's going to be like stood over her with like a kendo stick or something. Leave her, Jade. Come on. And then like B-Fab's going to come and kick the crap out of Rhea Ripley.
This is my move. Out she runs, isn't it? I think that's what's happening. I like it as well. Like, Jade Cargill, having experienced this, if it wasn't already the plan to get these two on side, the little skip in the line thing is the thing that planted the seed with Meechin in particular. Like, hang on, why is that?
Wait a second.
Wait a minute. And then Rhea Ripley, who has kind of made Jade Cargill feel like, oh, she right about my class muscles. I need some help. These two will do. And then you've got like Rhea Ripley, who has said, I'm going to go do this on my own, EO, with a few weeks of people to fight.
Speaking of women impressing us, just on a slight tangent here, how good was that army doctor at Unleash?
Oh, God. I'm glad he is.
I was like, oh, you're screwed. Electro's chasing you. See you later.
Gap like this by the first bend.
So do you want me to tell you right now, because whilst we're on this tangent, because we haven't got a lot of time left, but I want to get this point across because I want to know if you're the same as me or I'm just proper thick.
Okay.
So Bionic, get what's into Bionic, he injured himself doing Hang Tough this week. And it's an open invite, by the way, to Legend to be on this show / come to WrestleMania Las Vegas.
I think Legend probably needs to win the WWE title.
Yeah. Some incredible long-term booking by Gladiators this week because randomly in one of the bits between the matches, they started doing some crowd work. And I was like, you've literally, it's been, what, 2.5 seasons of this? You've done no crowd work. Suddenly, Barney and Bradley Walsh, who's your favourite gladiator? Oh, like giant me. Oh, who's your favorite? What do you think about Viper? Boo! Like what
Kids.
the hell's this? From kids, yeah. And then who the hell's that guy? It was some 14-year-old, in his own words, who put over how great Legend was. But wait a second, let's remove that crap mustache and sunglasses. It is Legend.
What really blew me away about this, Legend's performance was fantastic as usual. As you point out, the LTST of the crowd work with him, but they waited to make. He's been injured, and they've found roles for him every episode because they realise it needs him, and he's such a hell of a worker and a talker. Barney Walsh is becoming more and more fascinating to me by the week because I can't not stare at him when he does the Hammer Time Running Man dance with Hammer. With this,
Who also can't do the Hammer Time Running Man dance, really.
Yeah. This giddy thrill on his face, almost like as if Bradley's not allowed him to do it all week in the hope that he get. But also, Bradley Walsh takes Legend's false moustache and he puts it on, and you're a dad now, like you immediately embrace dad humor, don't you? Like if that would come in the Christmas cracker, you'd put it on and you'd pull a funny face with your false moustache, and Eric would laugh or whatever, and everybody else around the table would go, oh. And then I got some bad news here. Eric's going to get older and he's going to join the groaning majority.
Nah,
like
I'll never see that coming.
I'm afraid. You don't think it is, but it comes and it hits and it hurts, right? Not if you're a Walsh. Bradley puts that tash on, and Barney Walsh
goes, where have you gone, Dad?
cannot compose himself for laughing. Like, this is the funniest thing he'd ever seen. We're watching this, and Del goes like, because I got a zinger in here. Adele goes, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Like, it must be like Bradley. I know he's not a comedian, but like Bradley Walsh has been like a comedic themed TV host. There's always jokes attached to the host and stuff he does. And that must be nice if that's your dad, where he just does something like that. It's going to make you laugh like that. And I was sharp as a dart. I was like, I don't know, what's it like, kids? Nothing.
Tough crowd.
Absolutely jack.
So yeah, we're watching the Bionic thing, the hang tough, and he comes out. We rewound it because I was like, where's he got injured here? It's been, 2.5 seasons? 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Gladiators. This was the weekend I realised that they have their own little logos on their gear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not noticed that.
You never seen that before?
I just suddenly went, wait a second, Bionic's got like a little robot thing. It was in the background of his entrance. And I went, it's on his gear as well, Anna Louise.
Yeah, it's well branded.
Just never spotted it.
What did you think it said?
Dunno, just like
Gladiators.
Yeah, Gladiators. Weird font, isn't it?
There you go.
I don't think I just ever paid any attention to that.
There's
I'm looking
tons
at
of
their
it.
rippling muscles.
Well, their bodies are unbelievable.
So I think, but like, you know, when you like haven't seen something and now I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
But it's like I think Frank Skinner, I used to love his radio show, used to call this a crap eureka moment where you go, oh my God, have you seen this?
This is going to blow your mind. Like, there are loads of gear-related bits of detail, like the way that the blue and the pink is used. So it favours pink with accents of blue for the female gladiators and vice versa for the men. If you've never noticed that before, like you'll see the way that the colours are accented just to give you that bit of a differential. You know, like your Phantom's got the hood attachment, for example. Diamond's gear is cut in diamond shapes. On a
what?
Like, so you know, like they've all got different. Some will be in like the sort of, for the want of a better phrase,
like Fire's gear. She says
it's the long trousers. It's like when they would dick around with what the Big Show would wear. Like, it's not Fire's fault. It's like a differentiator.
Oh, 100%, yeah. That's what I said, yeah.
Differentiator, but like she's in like the John Moxley shooter boots and the long tights, and like that she's the only one that has that.
Unless it's like they're fireproof, and she's like,
do you know which one I don't like? That's good, actually, fireproof. I've got one very specifically that I don't like, and it's such a relief when its slight tweak is made. I'll give you a clue. I can barely look at the gladiator on their gladiator pose graphic as a result of
Fury?
the gear. No. I'll give you 3 guesses. 3 guesses, 3 glads.
I mean, I can barely look at Giant because he does the flex, and I go, where's that bit of body come
Those
from?
back muscles that come, hello, like come out the sides.
By the way, we booked tickets to Truck Fest over the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and on the page, just randomly, it went, celebrities show up as well, and it was Diamond and Giant, and I was like, if Eric goes to Truck Fest and Giant or Diamond's there, his little head will explode.
Gladiators and trucks. Maybe
I'll be shoving him out of the way.
Maybe they're in the trucks.
I'll go. So I've said it's not Giant.
No.
It's not Fury.
No.
Apollo.
No. Although, it's something that's starting to bother me about Apollo. We'll get to that another time because I know we're short for time here. We'll maybe save that for the
after he
preview.
lost.
Yeah. It's steel. the V is too deep, right? And in combination with
Does it say Stell?
the V is too deep on his singlet, and in combination with the fact he's not wearing wrist tape, it reminds me of when Randy Orton did it, and it feels like you're looking at somebody fully nude.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that one.
He needs wrist tape or elbow pads, because the extra skin here and the extra skin on the arms and like a lack of knee pads is too much skin. When he's all kitted out for a game, you're laughing because he's got pads on. He'll sometimes wear like wrist tape or gloves if you need gloves to juggle or something. But if you just see him, it's like, whoa, put the flesh away. Like, it might be a me thing because I don't like people's bodies. It's a strange hobby that I've got in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, too much skin.
One thing I know you did like was the continuing story of Johnny Gargano on SmackDown.
It's tremendous.
He's laying on a production crate. Obviously, Candice LeRae's sick of this bollocks. There's Alex Shelley. Saban walks in going, why are you just gone and chat to these? What the hell went on out there? They have a bit of a row. They want to go off and have a chat about this.
Mm-hmm.
And Shelley's trying to back up Gargano. They storm off anyway. And Candice tells Johnny he can't keep doing this. It's time for him to become Johnny Wrestling. And suddenly he's like, you're right. Let's head out there. And he does. There's a bit here with Wyatt Six saying they want the lantern back.
Want the lantern back.
Who cares? I mean, I care about the MFTs, but you know what I mean? Gargano gets on the mic in the ring, says he's one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Needed to be Johnny Wrestling one again, and it starts right here tonight. Open challenge. And I was like, oh my God, please. Right here, right now. Whoever fancies it, come on down. Bum, bum, ooh. Bum, bum, ooh. Oh, he comes out, and suddenly commentary's like, probably regrets doing that right now. And he put up somewhat of a fight before getting chopped, hit with a barrage of running forearms in the corner, chucked across the ring, fall from grace, 1, 2, 3.
In his trousers, his t-shirt, and his emo haircut as well. Like, let's give people the illustration of the specific Gargs that got battered here. Tremendous. Again, we talked about this in the Raw preview. Obafemi's same but different usage on Raw and SmackDown is fantastic. He's kind of fighting his way through the comedy nonsense to SmackDown while getting quite serious with it on Raw. So you're just getting the best of both worlds. Gargano's delivery was hilarious, as was his selling, as was his post-match selling, where he, in order to sell that he'd been destroyed with a fall from grace, he returned to the exact depressed position that he likes, where he's face down on the crate, but he was just in the ring instead, half knocked out. Like, mwah. I would almost, if he goes to AEW and this is DIY stuff and he links back up with Ciampa, I would almost say I'm missing
an allusion to that on Collision.
Yeah, yeah. DIY law on the Ball Knower show, funny. I would almost say I miss him, but I have to confess, like, I don't sense that any of this. I'm enjoying this Gargano thing, but I don't sense it's being done with any goal in mind. I actually think it is because everybody's kind of made their feelings clear and he probably is leaving. Do you know what I mean?
wouldn't be surprised if he was like, I want to put over someone, like, because that's a big scalp for Obafemi.
Yeah.
I know
in such a manner, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Sid made a great point in the Raw preview as well. Is like sometimes it is quite cathartic to have somebody be like, "No, I'm the best wrestler," and then they just get absolutely flattened by a monster because that's the business.
SmackDown GM's backstage, and he runs into Danhausen. He's got his wet list of demands.
Looks awful. Looks like at school.
It looks like he's carried it from Raw.
When you had to damage a piece of paper to make it look like a treasure map.
Yeah.
What's on the demand? He wants to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame induction, and, well, a mentor that'll take him straight to the top, basically. And SmackDown GM says, it's not my job to find you a mentor. On the other hand, though, who the hell's that over there? And he walks over to Miz, who's on the phone. Miz is...
Oh, my God.
This might have been the best thing that happened on SmackDown for so many different reasons. SmackDown GM played this perfectly.
Yeah.
Danhausen, awesome. From where he was a week ago to now, incredible. Maybe people shouldn't rush to judgment so much. To The Miz, who, as SmackDown GM, as a way to say, I've got you a new person to mentor, is saying, I really like your new locker room leader stance.
Yeah.
Miz, his face is like, finally, somebody's listening to me, right? And he says, you know what? I'm really happy you want to help shape the future stars of tomorrow. And I've got someone I want you to mentor, a brand new superstar. He doesn't say this, but he might as well say, SmackDown GM, who is it? And he goes, it's Danhausen. I'm not.
Creeps in.
He's in the background. He's a little creep. I love him. He does his, and he's must see WWE champion of all time. Which is Edge, wasn't it?
It wasn't the Miz.
Does he's like, Miz is like, no, I need to teach my core values to, and as he's counting them out on his hand, Dan hasn't tried to shake his hand. He's like, get off me. I don't want to. Oh yeah, I want to mentor someone good, effectively, not some goth kid that nobody invited to the party. And shout out to Larry Robb for pointing this out to us. Danhausen mentions he was a prom king.
So
game recognized game.
Wilbourn over there,
and he says, "You're going to help me become WWE champion, Miz, and get me my own talk show." Miz says, "I'm not going to mentor you." He says, "Yes, you are." "No, I'm not." "Yes, you are." "Do you know why?" "Why?" "Because if you don't mentor me, you are cursed." Don't forget what happened to Dom on Raw. Miz sort of swallows that, turns around to go, well, actually, where's he gone?
So much here, like action, comedy, romance, drama, suspense. Has he been cursed? Or was this a speculative threat of a curse? We don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. The prospect of Chathausen, right, or Talkhausen, when he gets his own like in-ring interview segment that's just like teeth everywhere and that.
If he crashes a Miz TV.
Oh God! Like the fact they might work together once. Like just to set the record straight, I don't care if Danhausen never laces up the boot in his life. Like
I've gone from don't ask who Danhausen's facing at WrestleMania to that's who Danhausen should face at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he doesn't need a match. Just Danhausen around. Just Danhausen out. Like he's
Danhausen, ex-Chelsea Green WrestleMania host.
Oh God, yes. Like as a guest host of WrestleMania, that could be it, couldn't it? Like night 1 and night 2.
Jeez.
We've done it.
Yeah.
Completed it. It's I don't want to dare to dream, right? I tried that on Sunday and it didn't work out so well. But it is 316 next Monday. Can you even like? Oh, you're freezing. I want it.
I want to see it.
And I need Danhausen to meet the Texas Rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin more than air.
You and the fans were you are cursed. Fans were like into it already.
Yeah,
he's got we reported on the
syllables, cadence, the whole deal.
On the news today, he's got the #1 shirt on WWE
Shop.
Shop.
Brilliant. That's funny, isn't it? That's funny.
Yeah. A week on from the worst debut ever in some people's eyes.
It'd be funny if there was like 300 crates sent to like P. Brooks, 1 Chicago Street, Chicago.
Yeah.
I love this. Felt right and great in the segment with the Judgment Day, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing the threads today because I was just in a Judgment Day kind of mood. I hadn't worn this T-shirt for a long time. I miss the old gang, the peak of the powers of the Judgment Day. But in this last 7 days, like between Truth and Priest getting the tag title shot, Danhausen mixing in with the Judgment Day, Zen Finn, like it's just all the best ones are back, aren't they? You know, like
Danhausen.
Hey, you all right?
What's curse fingers? Because I feel like now more than ever I need to be getting this right.
Is that how to do that?
That's 2 points, isn't it? Is there not like a bit more?
Or is there a gun?
I don't know. Like, I'll have to look into this. We don't have to do it now. There's a WWE title match to recap, and with times
I'm
running.
typing in Danhausen fingers now.
Okay. Sounds like a salty biscuit treat.
Maybe like more like that. His hands, fingers are down. Oh God, he's pointing at Triple H. Is he cursed?
Do you know what could be cursed? Is the sight of me trying to eat 100 chicken nuggets. Which, if this level of quality analysis isn't enough for you, join us on the March 23rd edition of the SmackDown review live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where Sidge will be a special guest for the week, doing the old analysis because I'll be busy with this microphone. Probably move somewhere there, eating 100 nuggets. That started because we just sort of talked about it, and I said I thought I could. It's the most disgusting of bluffs getting called, because it amounts to me potentially debasing myself on the internet. But I gotta know.
Thanks to Brian Weddig editing us as the Grimace and the Hamburglar, by the way, on Friday.
Thanks for everything Brian Weddig's ever done in his life. He's a brilliant, brilliant person. Again, to use you think you're special, it's like me and nuggets. I've got to know. I need to eat you, nuggets. I need to eat you more than anything you can ever possibly imagine. Dips, bam, not a factor.
Yes.
Right? But something good may come of this very bad thing, because was it Randall on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Very generously suggested that they would donate $5 per nugget consumed.
For charity, yeah.
For charity of my choosing. So I need to look into the admin of that. But even working on the assumption that doesn't occur for whatever reason, we are creating future-proof content for the people that can't concentrate on one thing at once. If in doubt at any point you need a breather from the analysis, watch me struggle through nugs.
Sorry, I was looking for his surname because I didn't want to say Randall. Randall Barnes, thank you for your
Randall
tweet over
Barnes.
the weekend. Only other reason is because I've liked a tweet that's top of my likes right now from Benno with The Undertaker holding the This Is Your Life.
Oh,
Like
the Michael Aspel doing the intro.
Every time it pops up, it makes me laugh.
Oh.
Oh, thanks to Aziz, by the way, who made us a lovely photo of the three of us.
Oh, that was lush. Yes, I did say thank you. You sent me that on Cameo. Thank you very much for that, and I said thank you. Is that Benno?
That's Benno, yeah.
That's Benno of Benno and Hamflett in your house. If you want to listen to me talking about other wrestling from a different time, Benno of our friends over at Grapple. I think as well. I don't know if that was Benno's own work. It might have even been designed in situ with Simon Mulvaney, who is a Grapple and a WhatCulture listener who lives in Sunderland, who I sometimes bump into on the train.
Amazing.
So we have patter about the business.
Great work, whoever did it.
I take a Aspel. It's good stuff, isn't it?
Right, talk
So
about this.
it looks a bit Noel Edmonds.
Yeah, his forehead's not quite right. Undisputed WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. We go to a break, and then when we come back, it's like no commercial interruptions.
Yep.
Although Drew tries to bail as soon as the bell rings. And they fight around the crowd. Obviously, the refs sort of giving this a chance. He gets thrown over the crowd barricade at ringside. But Drew fights back, sends him into the... he fights back with Drew, sends him into the steel steps. Wants a suicide dive back in the ring, but he gets nailed with an elbow, sent into the ring post, dropped onto the ring apron, of course. But Rhodes fights back once they're in the ring with the power slam. Cody cutter on McIntyre. He wants a crossroads, but Drew rolls out of the ring and then drives Cody's shoulder again into the ring post outside. Keeps going after it. Rhodes tries to fight back, but he hits the arm with knees and a stomp, points at the WrestleMania sign, goes up top. But Rhodes recovers, and then there's a massive superplex to put them both down. They both fight back and trade strikes. Rhodes gets a figure four leg lock on Drew McIntyre, but he escapes by going after the injured arm and rolling out of the ring. Rhodes hits a suicide dive, clears the commentary table, wants to hit a crossroads off the top of that, but Drew breaks out of it, and the table just gives way underneath them. So they both go, well, we're going to do a table spot one or another. So Rhodes gets up, sets up a table. Drew jumps in from behind and just power bombs him through it. And the ref's like, yeah, that's fine.
Do you see Drew going under the ring, presumably to check the one was there?
Yeah.
So he'd be like, oh, Cody's one under the ring, go get one under the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
nothing. Ref's lenient here. It's the title on the line. Gotta let some stuff go.
So yeah, technically they were going to go through a table, and that would have been allowed because they said so. Basically, ipso facto table.
Yeah.
Job done. Drew hits Cody with a crossroads. Then he sets up Cody with a claymore, but he gets blocked. Cody hits a claymore. That also gets a 2 count. Then they keep almost hitting the referee, who keeps ducking away in the corner and what have you. In the end, Drew just pulls him in the way of a huge disaster kick from Cody Rhodes. Ref's down. McIntyre avoids a running splash, goes after Cody's chest. But Cody counters McIntyre's slam with a crossroads, but the referee's out. As the referee gets second referee, the controversial one, the one with history with Drew, comes down. Drew hits a claymore. 1, 2. Cody kicks out at the last second. Drew can't believe it and thinks he's kind of getting screwed out of this by the referee. He sends Cody into the ring post, shoulder first a few times, headbutts the new referee,
Yep.
goes out the ring, grabs a chair. He is going to brain Cody Rhodes with it, but as he pulls back with it, oh, where's chair gone? It has been snatched out of his hands by Jacob Fatu. Perfect timing. Cody rolls up McIntyre, gets a 2 count. McIntyre hits a Future Shock DDT, sets up Cody for a Claymore, but Cody moves out of the way. It's a massive super Cody cutter. Crossroads, 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is your new WWE champion.
Yeah, Sid called this slop. I thought it was all right. Like, I didn't think these two had...
just invested in it.
Yeah, I didn't think these two had drama left in them, and they did find it. Maybe it's because the stakes were high. Maybe it was because it was the WWE title and really was. It felt like there was a sense of finality in the air, didn't there? It was the end of Drew's run or the end of these two fighting and some sort of, right, there's going to be no mystery after tonight. If it is going to be a multi-man, we're kind of going to get the vision of it. If it's going to be a singles, it's because Cody wins. And we got it. And it's nice to feel that kind of sense of finality. So maybe that was what was carrying this one. But I just thought the match was pretty engaging. I'd like a nice TV title defense, ultimately, that ended in a win for Cody. And presumably, I feel like we've covered like a lot of the analysis at the top of this podcast in terms of the result and everything. The match was like probably the best they're capable of. Like they didn't... I suppose they did go to a few shortcuts because of all the ref bumps and the cheating, but you didn't get like the Cody cutter off the top rope or any crossroads off the top, or you didn't have to like the finisher kickouts. I thought were mostly like within reason, like the ref, the second ref being needed for that like delayed 2 count and stuff like that. It didn't take the piss. You weren't doing it like it's taking 3 finishes to get it done. Whatever. What else was I going to say? Are they gonna like? I thought. Jacob making right what he'd made wrong initially with his comeback, and this time his interference, giving Cody the belt back in the same way that it had taken it away, was quite nice.
Like, are you going to find out who attacked him?
Well, are they just going to give this to Drew? I'm not sure if it was always the plan, but it is quite nice that like the whole thing started when Jacob was going to fight Cody because they were being honourable about it, and then all of a sudden he was taken out, and Drew was the one that ultimately benefited. Ties together, like it's Occam's razor, isn't it? Like, you know, the obvious answer. Guess what?
Yeah.
Like, now is the time.
Yeah, it'd be nice, isn't it? Because it's so often it's a swerve.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was just like, it was Drew.
Yeah.
He said it wasn't him because he's a lying twat.
And the motivation was, well, played out perfectly. He got his chief rival out there and won the title. So his plan was kind of successful. It's just gone wrong through his own hubris because he's continued to attack and attack and attack. He let Jacob and Cody half kill each other because he was going to be the one that benefited from it. And it's like, it's not a bad little story, is it? And it is a token gesture of a payoff for Drew. It is.
Yeah.
And I understand that there might be some pushback for that. But a bit like how we speculated that maybe Cody was more than happy to surrender the belt, just to remind people, I kind of need it, don't I? Like, let's look around who actually should have this belt. Sometimes Yahweh are. Like, if Seth Rollins works one undercard night against Bron Breakker, and here's something. If Seth Rollins ends up working Bron Breakker and Drew McIntyre ends up working Jacob Fatu, we didn't get Bron Breakker versus Jacob Fatu, but we did get them working effectively the biggest gatekeepers.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I said, like, generational fumble if you haven't arrived at these two, getting that Cena and Batista, like, WrestleMania 21 night. They didn't get there, but they got there.
Yeah.
For video viewers, it's one level below there.
I think it's
audio listeners, sorry. Like, it's about as high up as you could get without actually challenging for the titles, meaning that you haven't lost course with either of them.
I get people frustrated being like, oh, Cody champion, WWE champion again. I just think it's the right call for everybody involved. I think any other version isn't a main event worthy match.
No.
I think also it depends on which Randy we get. If we get the Randy that fought Gunther, we are in for a brilliant match.
If we had a bad Randy outside of, I think the John Cena match was a pretty massive disappointment, but what about Cena as a heel wasn't?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That was a bit of a dud. A dull, like, kind of, like, very low on ideas type match.
And that Mania card is looking tastier by the day, though.
I think so. There's going to be people that are going to think it's rubbish. There's going to be people that are going to rightfully have a bit of a go at the build that got you, like, all over the shop before you landed on the card you got. But I'm feeling all right about it so far. Like,
a lot of them have had the work put into it.
Yeah.
I think people have tried to dismiss it. It was like, are you just throwing it together because there's 6 weeks before Mania? And it's like, well, no, they've just waited till after Elimination Chamber.
I think we could have an interesting conversation for those that actually want to listen to it, because I appreciate in some cases people who just think we're being like fed shills. But when the final card is final, I think it'd almost be interesting.
Chat for over WrestleMania weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, to go down one at a time and say, like, was that something they always had on the map? Yes, no, yes, no. I think you'd probably, maybe I could be made a foolie. A vast majority of things will look like they were in the docket from a couple of months back. You could see some of that chat live and in person. 4 nights, free entry, New York, and Luxor Hotel and Casino. All the information at whatculture.com/live.
But let us know your thoughts on this SmackDown. Judging by online, people don't need encouragement for that. But nevertheless, let us know your thoughts in the comment section or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there, you can follow both of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Smackers and Smackers, March 23rd. I'm going to eat 100 nuggets or less. It's going to be disgusting. Hamflettx@gmail.com. I'm also on Cameo.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, for daily wrestling podcast. The Raw preview, as we mentioned, is available right now. But for now, it's been the SmackDown review, where we've talked about Danhausen cursing The Miz, Obafemi destroying Johnny Gargano, the face-off between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, Damian Priest and R-Truth winning tag team turmoil, and Cody Rhodes is WWE champion.
The SmackDown review. It's got all this and that and so much more.
We'll see you soon.